Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to class. Kind of can't believe that we're finally getting back to this, but we are. It's definitely not the same as getting to come and see your beautiful faces, but this is what we're left with, so we will definitely make the best of it, hopefully. I hope y'all are safe and healthy. I hope that you've, enjoyed the time that you've had off. I would imagine you have. I think about what it was like when I was a teenager, and if I had had extra time off, probably not my senior year, by the way, because I get how that must be very difficult for y'all, but I would have enjoyed having the extra time off. So I'm thinking about you all because I can only imagine what it's like to go through the spring of your senior year and be trapped in your home and not be able to enjoy all the things that spring brings for seniors, like prom and all of your spring sports and graduation. And I'm hoping that the schools will work out something for y'all later that you'll be able to still enjoy those things. So anyway, I'm thinking about y'all. I know this has got to be really hard. So I really wanted to just do an update video so that I could talk to you more other than just trying to type out things. The typing out things is good because you have things you can always go back and refer to, but you can also do that with this. So hopefully this will be a tool for you as well. Yeah, so I hope that is the case for these recordings for you. One of the things that I mentioned in the first announcement about us resuming class was that if we wanted to at some point, we could try to do a video call like Zoom, which there's a free, that's what I'm using. There's a free account that you can get. I don't know how easy that would be for everybody to download, so I'm a little concerned about that part of it. But if you want to do that at some point, we could do that. And then if somebody isn't able to join for whatever reason, we can record it like I'm doing now and post it for everybody. So y'all can maybe give me some feedback on that, see if that's something that you're interested in doing. That way we have sort of a live back and forth to answer questions. And it doesn't have to be during class time because class time, it doesn't exist right now. So a couple other things. Because Weatherford campus is closed, and for other reasons, we will not be having a final exam. So if you were concerned about that, don't be. I think because this class is a composition class, and that is what our objectives are, as you learn, those are the objectives for this class, that having your assessment be in writing. Sorry about that. I had to stop that phone call. That's the goal. I want to be able to see that you have accomplished those objectives, and writing is what that's about. So your comparative analysis will essentially be it won't be your final exam grade, but that will be your final large grade from me. So hopefully that makes you happy. There are ways, by the way, to do that in case you're curious. There are now ways to set up a test that you don't have to have Respondus on your computer. It still runs through a Respondus thing on campus, and there's a Respondus monitoring feature, all that. So there are ways to do it. I just don't see the point. So, yay, one less thing for you to worry about. Your class calendar is off the module right now. I'm still trying to weed through that and figure out how best to do that in this kind of format. So when I update due dates on Canvas, that will be your guide as far as when things are due. There are several things still listed for the comparative analysis. There are a couple of discussion boards which are not published for you right now. I will update those, because I haven't decided which ones of those I'm going to give you yet either, with all of this training that I did last week, hours and hours and hours, from Weatherford College, but also TCU, because it's getting really complicated, how to reach athletes and be NCAA compliant. So things have gotten really complicated there. I really haven't been able to spend the amount of time that I want to on how the schedule is going to work. So I'll keep you posted on that. It'll just require a lot more communication, and I'm okay with that. So I will stay on it best I can. Okay, so no final exam. I mentioned that I am or have been in significant amounts of training this past week. So I'm not done with your papers yet. I should be in the next couple to 3 days, now that my training's over and the class has begun, and my TCU stuff has begun. I'll actually probably have more time, which is weird, but it's true. So hopefully those will be done in the next couple, 3 days. I'll post an announcement and let you know when they're all in there, so that can keep you apprised as well. And we're going to begin with the comparative analysis. So I published the module that has all of the information about the comparative analysis. You will see the assignment sheet, which we go through for every paper that you've ever done for me. Read through that, make sure it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, by all means, start asking me questions. I mentioned in the announcement also that I posted the discussion board for general questions, and I really want you to use that when you can. If it's a personal issue, of course, I would want you to email me so that you're not having to put personal things out there for everybody to see. But if it's a general question about the comparative analysis or the class in general, use that, because your classmates can also benefit from those questions and answers. So try to take advantage of that when you can. If it's, like I said, something more direct, just send me a message, no problem. I also posted my phone number that you can text or call. I would prefer, if you want to call, to text me first so that I can kind of set up a time for that. I'm going to be working shifts from home for TCU, and they're a good portion of the day. So it'll be better for me to kind of schedule a time to do that. So text me, and then I will happily set up a time and we can visit. And we can do a Zoom call or just regular call, whatever works for you. So just stay attached or check often your email and your Canvas announcements, because that's how we're going to communicate. All right, so let's quickly talk, and I'm going to give you just sort of a brief overview of the comparative analysis for now, because I don't want this recording to go on for hours and you guys get bored and, I don't know, eat cereal or something. So let me do a quick overview, and then I'm going to encourage you this week to spend quality time in the module. Make sure that you have read the chapters. 2 and 8 are what we're going to start with, and 10 is going to be, chapter 10 is going to be your last chapter to read, so you can integrate that anytime to make sure. So those 3 chapters are the last 3 that you need to worry about for the comparative analysis. As boring as I know it is, you do have some time, so really try to read through it if you can. Get as much information out of it as you can. It's going to be helpful for this. My brief overview of the comparative analysis is this. One of the hardest things that my students deal with is understanding that a comparative analysis of this type is not a persuasive paper. You are going to be analyzing how other people persuade. You're choosing a topic that is a controversial one. Please try to stay away from the standards, abortion, gun control, the ones that people just tend to gravitate to all the time. think about it in terms of something that affects you directly. Maybe it's this virus and how everything has changed around it. Maybe the response of our government or the response of other world leaders. Maybe it's something related to college and getting ready to go for that. Anything that really has a direct effect on you. So, I'm gonna set up a discussion board. Your first discussion board will be one that encourages you to provide some potential topics that I can give you feedback on, and your classmates can do that as well. So I will get that set up, and you can run some of those topics by me. You're going to choose a topic, then you're going to look at how other people have discussed that topic and have been persuasive about it. New York Times editorials are some of the best rhetorical articles that you can find out there. Op-eds, you've probably seen them described as op-eds, but they're basically rhetorical or persuasive. There's a topic that they're discussing and they want you to either do something or think something in relation to this topic. So you're going to find two sources that are discussing this topic. They don't have to have the same position, so they don't have to both be pro or both be con. You can have one that's pro and one that's con. It's interesting to look at how people persuade in different perspectives as well. So it doesn't have to be that they're looking at the issue from the same side. Sometimes that's easier. So whatever works best for you is fine. You're going to find two articles that discuss it, and then you're going to compare them, much like you did with the visual analysis. You're going to look for strands and binaries. All of the things from the method, those are going to be the areas that you're going to look for. Remember that when you look at rhetoric, you're looking at how people persuade. So are they using ethos, pathos, logos? What are the ways that they're doing that? Usually it's a very clear, for me, it's always been pretty clear to see how somebody persuades. If they're using the emotional, the pathos, you can clearly tell that they want your heart to be involved in your decision making with that topic. Logos, you're going to see more of the statistics, more of the facts given, and that's obviously a way that people can persuade. And then ethos, what's the right thing to do in these situations? So do your articles both use the same kind of persuasion? Do they use different? Are they opposing in how they persuade? So that would be a binary. Built in, if you choose one article that takes one side and one article that takes the opposite side. So that's another way to look at it. So first, you're going to start thinking about a particular topic that is controversial, timely, not the old standards, marijuana use, no. And then you're going to start looking for articles that people are persuading regarding that particular topic. So there are a couple of things for you to get started on. Your 3 chapters, 2 and 8, you should have already read, and then add chapter 10. Go through the module, the comparative analysis module. Look at all the tools and examples, student examples. There are some of those on there as well. And begin to formulate maybe some questions that you have. Use the general discussion board if there are ones that would directly affect the rest of the class so that they can all be beneficiaries of those questions and answers. And I will post your first discussion board for you either today or tomorrow. And it will be about your topic. So that's something that you need to start really thinking about. So hopefully that's as clear as mud. Hopefully that will help you begin to formulate, start thinking about this last paper. It's the last one we have to do, yay. So we're getting there, and this is going to be weird and different and frustrating probably for a lot of you, and that's okay too. It's frustrating for me because I would so much rather be there in person so that we can talk about these things together. But that's not how it's going right now. So we're going with the flow. We're pressing on. So stay in contact. Let me know if you want to try to do a Zoom class period, or if these recordings work well enough for you and you're okay with that. That's okay too. Let's just stay in contact, and we'll get through this. So y'all stay safe. Understand that they're not doing all this just for fun. There's real value in staying away from others, staying home, and taking care of yourselves. So please do that. Okay. All right. So that's it for now. Stay in contact, and we will be in touch soon. Bye, guys.